And joining us now, Jake Sotiriadis, former Air Force intelligence officer, now a national security strategist and author as well. So, Jake, when you look at the situation, I mean, there were those attacks last night that killed two U.S. service members. One more is missing. Where do we go from here?
Well, John, thanks for having me. Look, I think right now we all should acknowledge that, if they haven't been notified yet, they will pretty soon. There are 3 American families or more that are going to receive the worst news that they could ever receive. Their lives are going to change forever. And that's the reality of serving in the U.S. military and, frankly, the reality of what war means at this level, especially when we're talking about escalating operations. So I think from where we are now, of course, the MOU is basically on life support. We're seeing an escalation. You're having serious discussions in Washington about perhaps inserting ground troops to maybe capture critical islands in the Strait of Hormuz or even some coastal sites to be able to ensure freedom of navigation throughout the Strait of Hormuz. So I think the administration here is at an inflection point. If it escalates and things drag out, this stands to be the issue that will define the second term of Donald Trump's presidency.
I want to play some sound from Democrat Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamurti about his opinion on the war. Listen.
This is a forever war at this point. This is a quagmire. Neither side, the U.S. certainly cannot militarily resolve the situation. And as a consequence, this illegal and unconstitutional war is dragging us further and further into an economic mess, which is chaotic for consumers. You don't have to go further than your gas pump and see what's happening to individuals as well as the economy.
So he gives it a pretty bleak assessment. How do you see it?
I think if you look at where we are, we have to define more carefully and precisely what the actual objectives are in this campaign moving forward. To me, there are two major questions. Are we trying to change Iran's behavior, or are we fundamentally trying to change Iran itself? Those require completely different military and strategic approaches. I think from what I'm seeing right now, all the indicators point to changing Iran's behavior, which means ratcheting up the military campaign, trying to target the IRGC leadership much more carefully and deliberately so that they do not feel safe no matter where they are in the country, and also be very smart about taking Iran's missile and drone capability off the battlefield. That's where they're causing the most damage right now, and that's very likely where the U.S. casualties have come from in Jordan that we just found out about. So I think that's where American leadership needs to look over the next weeks.
Why is it so difficult to keep the Strait of Hormuz open? I mean, they've been launching, I guess, drones and some of their fast attack boats to harass the shipping that is trying to get through. Why is it so difficult to shoot down those drones or to take them out before they hit their targets?
John, that's the million-dollar question, and I think that's what a lot of people are asking right now. And the fact is, you don't have a lot of reaction time when you're talking about launching drones or missiles from coastal sites into shipping lanes, into the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, as you can see on the map, is very, very narrow already. So it's already a choke point that we're aware of. But you don't have a ton of reaction time. We're talking about minutes or perhaps seconds in some cases to try to take evasive action. And so that's the problem. It's not that the Iranians have a big naval fleet. Of course, their fleet's at the bottom of the Persian Gulf right now. But it's the uncertainty, and of course, this is raising insurance premiums for shipping companies, and that's what's keeping them out and upsetting the commerce in the Strait of Hormuz.
Former Air Force intelligence officer Jake Sotiriadis. Jake, thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.